I can't help but laugh when I see comments like these because I think just a lot of people still don't understand what it's like when someone has an alcohol addiction. You know, if it were so easy to just quit drinking, I think the majority of people would not be experiencing alcohol addiction today. The thing that's really important to recognize is that once someone has an alcohol addiction, it's no longer a logical choice, and a lot of us who struggle with it will have an internal conflict where we're wondering why we keep drinking so much and why we keep doing this to ourselves, but there's something else that keeps compelling us and driving us to drink and drink to excess. And that's because once we have an alcohol use disorder, it's affecting a different part of our brain that is a more primitive part of our brain that is responsible for our survival. So on some level, our brain is mistakenly equating alcohol to a survival need. And that's why people can do seemingly crazy things like totally throw away their career or their family or their marriage or their health just to get their hands on some alcohol, because it's no longer a logical choice. They're again mistakenly equating it to a survival need. And it's not a perfect example, but one that I use a lot is, today you could go out and say, I'm never going to drink water again. I'm never going to have water. And logically, you might think that that's possible, but in a day or two, your mind is going to be so preoccupied with getting some water that you will do almost anything to get it because we need it to survive. And so again, not a perfect example, but a similar thing is happening when someone has an alcohol addiction with the part of their brain that is impacted by it. And so it's just this overwhelming desire to drink that they will literally sacrifice almost anything to get their hands on a drink. And this is where the method that I talk a lot about here, the Sinclair Method, it interrupts that and it fixes that part of the brain so that people gradually lose their desire for alcohol and they can have more control or quit drinking when that happens. To learn more about this, if you're not familiar with this treatment, you can check out the other videos I have, or my website is linked in my bio.